Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Last time around we had Eye of Heaven, Gateway of Earth, where basically Father was able to use his 5 sacrifices to, let me see if I get this right, open the gateway to the nervous system power of Earth, take its power, and destroy God, which is in its own gateway in the moon during a solar eclipse, and then he became a giant, like a real giant, bigger than all of Amestris, and went to attack God. Yes. You know, it's one of those things where when you look at some of this stuff with the truth and the portals and stuff, that it's like, you know what? A lot of this doesn't make any sense, considering how grounded and scientific alchemy is. Some of this stuff, I don't think I've ever been able to make sense of it, and we're 61 episodes in. Well, we will be 61 episodes in after this episode. So yeah, and we are in the final 4 episodes of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and whoo boy, I don't know what we're going to be doing. The only thing we have going for us is that we do have the counter circle, the counter transmutation circle that Scar's brother created, and the Ishvalan have been setting up basically. So yeah, let's hope that works. So yeah. But that's pretty much it. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Here we go. Man, a lot of shit just happened. Holy crap. You know, if it's my one problem with Edward Elric, fucking kill him. God damn it. Just fucking... just do it! Just kill him! It's like, no, somehow... he reverted pride and... Why was he so small, though? Like he's so, like, he didn't just return him to a baby, he returned him to, like, a fetus, basically. God, does that make any sense? So, okay, so that means Pride is still alive, or Salim is still alive. He lost the rest of his... It's just the soul, the original soul of Salim Bradley now. I don't know. I don't know how the fuck that works. I don't know. I really don't know. Okay. Wow. That was a lot. That was a lot. I love that almost immediately they undo. I guess it's not a full undo, but they managed to beat... Well, not beat, but they managed to counter Father. I do like that. That is like, oh, he has acquired the power of God, you know? He is all-powerful. And Hohenheim immediately defeats that, you know? To where now all he has are the souls, the whatever 500,000 souls that he had from the people of Xerxes. That's all he has within him. He doesn't have the 50 million he gained from the Amestrians. And that is not strong enough to contain... That is not strong enough to wield the power of God. So, he does still have it. He still has the power of God. It's just that he's not technically not strong enough to wield it properly. It gives our heroes a fighting chance, basically. Man, I'm like really waiting for Hohenheim to try to... I'm still thinking if you can somehow get Roy's eyesight, like, if you fix one of his eyes, basically. Because I hate this that Roy is now left out of this. I mean, I guess it works in the fact that Roy, was the only person to kill 2 homunculi, and now, he's not in the final battle. He's done a lot already, but I mean, honestly, because when they're doing all this stuff, it's like, oh, keep barraging, keep attacking Father, so that he uses up his souls. Man, we know a guy who's really good at that, Roy Mustang. But we do also have to say that Roy is no longer the only person who's killed a homunculus, because now Scar is in that category too. Scar is in that category. Because he did it. Oh, God. Alright, we'll get to that. So, yeah. So Father acquired the power of God. Somehow. Again, none of this makes any sense, really. But it's alright. But yeah, Hohenheim had been working on this for years. For like 1,000 years. And in that time, he's gone all over Amestris to create a circle using his own Philosopher's Stones, basically. And yeah, he had that in place, and he knew that there needed to be a catalyst, basically. And the catalyst to set all of them off is the Moon Shadow. The Moon Shadow set all of those off. And, yeah, restored 50 million souls back to their bodies. The people of Amestris. All 50 million souls. That is a lot. Because, yeah, assuming Hohenheim and Father had the same amount of souls, if it was split evenly, he went from 500,000 to 50,500,000, That's a lot. That is a lot of fucking souls. But I love, again, just how quickly was that? Like, within the first 5 minutes of this episode, all of that shit from last episode was undone. I like that. That's really interesting. That it's just, we're done. That's it. I mean, we're not done. We still gotta fucking fight him, but... And it's interesting, too, that it changed his body. Honestly, I guess it changed his body to be more similar to Ed, Now, I think he's a bit more built. I think he's taller. But I think this is basically, like, what Ed would... Like, how old is Ed? He's, like, 14, 15? So this is probably... He probably looks closer to what Ed would look like as an adult, Or just a younger Hohenheim, I suppose, you could also say. Because that's the thing, is that Hohenheim, during the transmutation at Xerxes, that's, he looked exactly like this, and then Father took that visage and became that. He took that, but now he looks so much younger, So I would say he's like the midpoint. He's like the mid-evolutionary point of Ed and Hohenheim, So that's really interesting. But yeah, 50 million souls. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I like still that even with the power of God, he cannot shut off alkahestry at all. And yeah, because Hohenheim was the one who created alkahestry all those years ago too. So he can still fight as well. And I like that. And now we have the whole thing that the counter transmutation circle that that Scar's brother created was to basically restore Amestrian alchemy to its true potential. So I don't fully understand what they were going for here, but it's basically that alchemy is based on the tectonic movements of the earth, which is inherently different from alchemy. But for some reason, I guess because of there's a philosopher's stone baked into the continent of Amestris. Therefore, alchemists could not use alchemy to its true potential. But now, using the transmutation circle by Scar's brother, now alchemists should be as powerful as they could ever be, you know? Their alchemy, like, all of our alchemists should have enhanced alchemy, basically. Which is interesting. Which is very, very interesting. So yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'll be curious to see. I mean, because that would be good for them to get a buff, you know? But I'm just not sure. And of course, you know, going into the science of that, you know, I just don't fully understand it because it's the movement of the tectonic plates and everything, but like I understand that, I guess, for like ground alchemy, you know, when they're creating these massive structures and stuff, which most alchemists do that. But then you have Roy Mustang who just, you know, I'm just not sure how that works per se, you know? Not sure how that works per se in terms of like Roy or hell. I mean, I still don't even know what the hell Kimbley's alchemy even was. You know, he just blew shit up. I really don't know what he did, but yeah. So I don't know. And then we had the deaths of 2 homunculi in this episode. First being Wrath, which that was interesting. You know, him going off on Scars like, oh, you've abandoned your god and stuff like that, which was interesting. Which, I mean, it's an interesting idea. And I get where he's coming from, because that's, you know, that's what Scar was saying, that alchemy goes against God, you know, the power to recreate and stuff. But I don't know. I mean, I guess you could have a debate like, you know, is Scar doing the right thing? Objectively, yes, he's saving 50 million souls and saving the entire country of Amestris, even though, you know, he said Amestris is the object of his hatred. Now, granted, it is more Father and the homunculi, really, but you know what he's saying, you know? You understand what he's saying. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, the whole thing of, like, you know, did you abandon your god and stuff like that? It's like, well, I just don't know. It's an interesting thing. It's a thought provoker, but yeah. But he did win, blasted off both of his arms, and then still, you know, got that last hit in, you know? And it's interesting, you know, when Lanfan is like, you know, is there anyone you would like final words for? And then it's like, no, he doesn't have anything to say to his wife, you know? Because honestly, yeah, I guess it's that, you know, the love they had was real. So for him, it's like, well, there's nothing else I can say that she doesn't already know, you know, even though she will find out the truth about him being a homunculus, and Celine being a homunculus too, for that matter. So, yeah, I don't know. But that was interesting. And I will say, the last point when Lanfan shows up and he's like, well, if you've come to get your revenge, then go ahead and do it, you know? It reminds me of, and this is an absolute spoiler for Game of Thrones, but I guess it's sort of later Game of Thrones. Look, okay, it's a spoiler about Game of Thrones. If you don't want to hear it, just skip ahead a couple seconds. So, but it reminds me of Stannis Baratheon when he dies in that show, and which I don't think he has in the books, but I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But when Brienne is going to kill him, is like, do you have any last words? And he just says, Well, go on then, do your duty, you know? Which is a great, it's a great death, and it reminds me of that. So okay, we're spoiler free now, if he skipped ahead, so yeah. So that was good. That was a good end of Wrath. And then the end of Pride, which was weird. I'm really not sure what he did. So Kimberly took over. Kimberly was struggling against Pride because he's Kimberly and he can do that somehow. I wish Gluttony could do something, but no. But Kimberly was doing something, holding him back a bit, and then Ed somehow turned himself into a Philosopher's Stone, went in, and while all the other souls were destroyed, he saved the core soul of Salim, which destroyed the rest of his body, but put him back as a little baby fetus. I don't get that. I would have rather you just killed him, because fuck Salim anyway, you know? Like, I know there's this, like, I'm assuming what it's going to be is that Salim can now grow up. Like, I'm pretty sure they're implying that he's still alive. Ed didn't kill him, you know? So I'm assuming the thought process is Salim can now grow up to be a normal boy. I don't know how that works. I really don't know what happened there. That was weird as shit, but oh well. But Pride's gone. That leaves Greed the last of the homunculi. Like, I forgot for a second. I always forget about Greed, but yeah. Greed is now the last homunculus, which is pretty crazy. And I'll be curious what we're going to do with Greed, because, yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing that it's like, yeah, because he's on his own side, literally because of his own nature, because of his greed, his avarice. He doesn't want, he doesn't want things to go well for Father. He wants things to go well for himself, you know? So it's an interesting thing. They did also show Lanfan finding the Philosopher's Stone that the Gold-Toothed Doctor used. So yeah, so maybe there could be a way of separating Ling and Greed in order to let Ling go live a normal life, but I don't know. I would hope as Emperor, like if Ling did become the Emperor of Shing, that he would save May's clan, you know? Because that's the thing, is she needs the Philosopher's Stone to present to the Emperor so that her clan is saved, but I don't know, maybe Ling will be, a good or a good emperor. I would imagine he is a good, like, we've seen examples of him being such a good leader. So I don't know. But before we get to any of that, we got to go kick that dude's ass. We got to go kick Father's ass right now. It's friggin' final battle time, folks. We got 3 episodes left of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and boy howdy, I'm excited. So yeah. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.